history. It struck only 300 kilometers from Santo Domingo. Our journey begins in the northwest of the Dominican Republic, in Puerto Plata. Its fortress, built in the 16th century to repel invasions, is powerless against the threat of an earthquake, despite Christ the Redeemer looking down on the city. We're at the center of an unstable region, which was struck in 1946 by a high-magnitude earthquake, comparable to the one in Port-au-Prince in 2010. An apocalyptic scenario which could easily be reproduced. Today, seen from above, like
the sweet sound of selling and earning on Vinted. Don't wear it, sell it. This is Noom GLP-1, and this is Marcos.
I'm getting to where I want to be. I'm very confident that I'm going to be able to continue and really make a true lifestyle change. I'm Marcos, and I've lost 8 pounds so far with Noom.
Get started at Noom.com.
You mean to make sure you're safe. I got mama. Mind you, mama is with me. Summer was actually with me the whole day, which is not an issue. I'm just saying, like, she was with me. I just want to be the
deep within Africa, there is a nation that seems to have been forgotten for decades.
Some more lotion.
Poverty, deprivation have turned this place into a living hell on earth. An impossible place where human patience is tested every single day. Every road, every alley, every hidden corner carries the shadow of dangerous disease. This is Burundi, one of the poorest countries in the world. A place where life exists in its rawest form on this planet. Burundi, a small country located in the heart of East Africa, holds a unique history and geography. Situated between Rwanda, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi is a land characterized mainly by hills, deep valleys, and high mountain ranges surrounded by Lake Tanganyika, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world. This country is bordered by Lake Tanganyika, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world, amidst impossible places. The history of Burundi dates back to ancient times, with Bantu-speaking tribes settling in this region thousands of years ago. However, this country has also gone through dark periods from the colonial era to prolonged internal conflicts. As a result, Burundi has become one of the poorest countries in the world, with an average income of only
chosen one.
All right, everyone. I am in the town of Mound Bayou, Mississippi, the oldest U.S.
Happy
all-black
birthday, Nick.
municipality, founded by ex-slaves and
To see part 2 of the South Philly documentary, visit my Patreon. There, you can catch all my newest uploads first, as I'm going to begin putting them on Patreon a day early. So once again, visit patreon.com/confidential to see my videos a day early.
It was the smell, first of all.
Smell of the suitcase.
Right. Well, yes, that's how the bag was transported. She picked up Liza Ridley, who we believe is Liza Ridley, based on the photograph that we have. Liza Ridley has also identified herself in still images from surveillance video as well. The bag that she took was placed in the back of that Lyft vehicle. The Lyft driver immediately smelled a horrible smell, asked about the smell. The answer to that question was, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's dirty, wet clothes." In response to that, she didn't say anything. She finished the Lyft drive, dropped off the individual, took a picture of her because she thought it was so odd, everything about it. And the next day after it was reported on the news is when she contacted the police department and said, "I have information. I really think that this is the person who dropped that bag off."
Across the millions of people who live in Philadelphia, the fringes are often forgotten, and that can lead to devastating cases of abuse that would usually never see the light of day. The elderly, sick, and disabled are the ones society is supposed to look out for. Some people need living assistance and are dependent on others in certain aspects of their life. That dependency can lead to exploitation in the worst of circumstances.
A deeply disturbing investigation out of Kensington, where the district attorney's office announcing charges against 4 people in connection with the murder of a Philadelphia man.
The case of Vincent Peanut Good, a 53-year-old double amputee, represents this exact type of physical vulnerability and caregiver exploitation. He was found brutally murdered, dismembered, and discarded in a suitcase in an alleyway in Kensington in May 2026. This is not the story of a lone psychopath, however. What it is the story of a corrupted household and the catastrophic failures of a system designed to protect the vulnerable. Vincent Good was born on February 5th, 1973 in Philadelphia to Deborah Good and the late Vincent Brown. Affectionately, Known as Peanut, he was a beloved child surrounded by a large extended family. Despite facing financial struggles and parental instability, Vincent stepped up as the man of the house early on, balancing employment and his education. He excelled in the Philadelphia public school system and graduated from Edison High School. During the 1990s, Vincent briefly became entangled in the drug game and the criminal justice system. However, he was able to turn his life around, achieve sobriety, and emerge as a gentle giant, as friends described him. He loved the simple pleasures in life, like playing spades, fishing, and spending time with his family. His life, however, was changed irreversibly following a catastrophic accident that resulted in his amputations. Vincent lost his right hand above the wrist and his left leg below the knee. He was effectively left entirely relying on others for daily survival, and he was eventually placed in a nursing home. Liza Ridley was born on June 17, 1972. At the time of her arrest, she was 53 years old. Most recently, she worked as a home health aide for the Exceptional Heart Home Care Services. Years earlier, she gained professional credentials and the trust of the system needed to care for vulnerable patients. It was inside of her nursing home that Vincent first encountered Liza Ridley. Presenting herself as a compassionate savior, Liza started flirting with him. She manipulated her position of power over him and was able to convince him to move out of the facility and into a duplex on the 5700 block of Leonard Street in Mayfair. She assumed the role of his caregiver, paid for by the state, as well as his girlfriend. Once behind closed doors, Liza Ridley initiated a textbook pattern of predatory isolation. Caregivers that prey on their patients rarely seize control overnight. Instead, they exploit the reality of the situation. In this case, it was physical dependency. Liza implemented a predictable pattern of control designed to minimize oversight and maximize leverage. Isolation is the foundation for severe exploitation or violence. It serves two purposes. It eliminates witnesses and forces the victim to rely solely on the abuser for news or accurate information. People like Liza usually start by manufacturing false narratives to drive a wedge between the victim and their family. They may tell the victim things like, your family doesn't care about you. All they want to do is put you in a home, while telling the family that the victim is erratic, acting crazy, or hard to deal with, in order to always have a built-in excuse to not attend events or family gatherings. Caregivers that prey on their clients sometimes move the victim to a different room in the house, change the locks, or reroute things like bank statements to a different address. They also intercept phone calls. Liza eventually made Vincent turn his phone over to her, severing his communication with his devoted family. Financial motive is usually to blame. In this case, Vincent's Social Security checks he received monthly. This provided a steady income stream that relied entirely on his existence under her roof. Despite Vincent's aunt's attempts to intervene and neighbors reporting a disturbing history of verbal abuse, like one neighbor who stated that she would see Liza pushing Vincent in the wheelchair to the store and them constantly arguing. State oversight of the company and its patients failed to detect the isolation or physical or verbal abuse. Sometime during the first week of May in 2026, Vincent Good was executed.
Police believe that Vincent Good was killed by his girlfriend and caretaker inside this apartment where they were both living. You can see that tonight the lights are still on inside the unit. The 4 people arrested were charged after police conducted a search warrant at the property.
For the ones working to make every day a little sweeter, there's Granger, for the ones who get it done. Since forever, we've hated Mondays. Monday. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday Hair Care. Our modern, award-winning formulas. Smooth, hydrate, and protect against whatever life throws at you. No more bad Mondays. Monday Hair Care.
Go to your room. Mommy needs to get her cut.
How long has it been here, Celeste? You need to get over your shit, soldier.
I like it. It's safe.
Look, I got an emergency meeting. You're up, Mom.
No. It's a burrito. Eat a burrito with your hands. Like this. Oh, good bite.
That's my girl.
Second time that Black Hawk has gone over us today. They're up to something in the desert north of here. Kind of secret base or some shit.
What you are witnessing here is a human equivalent of a heat-seeking missile. Perfect social.
Vincent Good was a partial amputee. He actually had his hand had been amputated above the wrist, and his left leg had been amputated right below the knee. That is important in that we did find, in terms of the bag, what was originally discovered was the remains of an individual, obviously not a complete body. As it turns out, those had been surgically removed. She is being charged with murder generally. She is being charged with possession of an instrument of crime. She is being charged with abuse of corpse and conspiracy to abuse a corpse. She is also being charged with obstruction of justice and tampering with evidence, as well as conspiracy to obstruct justice and tamper with evidence.
The medical examiner determined the cause of death to be multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Following the brutal killing, Liza Ridley and her 53-year-old sister, Bernadette Ridley, engaged in the dismemberment of his body. The remains were packaged into 2 large industrial-sized trash bags and a gray suitcase. As early as May 10th, neighbors in the duplex reported a strong smell emanating from the home, suggesting something was amiss inside. The body was left in the decaying heat for an extended period. To sanitize the crime scene, Liza's 32-year-old daughter, Liza Robinson, and her 33-year-old boyfriend, Kanaeus Daniels, who also lived there, helped in cleaning the property.
The other 3 defendants, I'm going to give you their names first. They are Bernadette Ridley, Liza Ridley's older sister, who's 55 years old. She's being charged with conspiracy.
Good night.